So for me, this is like, so each time I come to clinic, it is my place of worship. And when I deal with cases in addiction or generally with counseling, treating cases with homeopathic treatment, I feel satisfied at the end of the day. Yes, I've done my best and I was able to give help, serve people. So yes, that is like, I feel, yes, it is a kind of self-contentment.
Hello everyone, I Anupam Mishra welcome you all to the 7th episode of Comspire Communicate to Inspire. And today, in the eve of Women's Day, we have with us Dr. Shraddha, who is a homeopathy doctor, and right now she is pursuing her postgraduate diploma in this. Hello Shraddha, thank you so much for accepting this invitation.
Hi, Anupama. Thanks a lot for giving this wonderful opportunity to speak on this platform.
Uh, Shraddha, you have been working as a homeopathy doctor for so long. So, as you have worked for so long, what are the three best memories of yours as a homeopathy doctor?
So, if I go back down the memory lane, and while I was still a student in my college in Nasik, and we would have medical camps from first year of our academic year, we would visit remote areas to help people who could not afford homeopathic treatment. So I had seen a case. This lady was bitten by a snake, and she had fever and all kind of like typical skin rashes on the body, those scales kind of thing. And we took a couple of more history taking in homeopathy, like we do, like case taking it's called, and we administered the medicine. And like we had spent the entire day there, and we could see the result. Like by the time it was evening and we were still about to leave, we could see like this patient was little more better and she was able to communicate. Another case I remember is a child had visited, 2-year-old child having severe asthmatic problems, breathing difficulty and crying constantly, unable to sleep. So after taking the case, we gave the medicine, just one dose on the tongue. That is what the medicine was administered. So we asked the mother to spend 15 more minutes, just to see if there is any changes before she left. And yes, before she left the visiting room, she said, like, my child is able, I can see some change, like he's able to breathe well. He's smiling now, my child. For a few days, he was not doing that. One more case I would like to say is about a lady who had come in a state of shock, disappointment, and like sudden um, feeling of like sadness and very desperate state. She had lost her husband recently, and not very big age over there, like just maybe 50 years of his age. She was constantly crying. She said, I'm unable to sleep. I really don't know what to go about. So I gave her the medicine, and like how in homeopathy we follow up after a week, bi-weekly, depending on the state. After a week when she visited, she said, I am able to sleep well, and I am able to like now able to understand and slowly come to a frame of my functioning of the. So these are the some of my memorable cases.
That's really great, an incredible thing that you have experienced. Right now, you know very well that there are many diseases in which it is said that homeopathy has the help. Right now, if I talk about corn and the other thing, the doctors themselves say that you better visit to homeopathy doctor and they will give you a remedy for that. So, any specific disease that you feel for which we can get the remedy only in homeopathy and nowhere else?
I feel when it comes to form of medicine, I think I cannot just specifically say this particular, but yes, in most acute and chronic forms, before the pathological changes have actually occurred, medicines have worked wonderfully. So there are a number of illnesses which can be addressed. So there is no particular like only so and so complaint. Like if I start recalling, like even I, so there are people who come when they are expecting for their child. So we have given them during their all through their pregnancy when they're not able to drink a sip of water,
Mm-hmm.
and they are having some kind of problem during the gestation. Then when it comes to childbirth, as they grow children, elderly adolescents, so I will say that it can be addressed in different age groups and different illnesses. All depends, like, we treat by giving them constitutional medicine, which is very important part in homeopathy, considering the physical and the mental aspect of the person, and the medicine is given.
Yes, Radha. And once you have stated that you have been working with your grandfather for so long in the field of homeopathy, so what are the best three qualities of your grandfather which propels you to follow in his footsteps?
I'm really, really passionate about my grandfather, and he was my guru, you can say my teacher, grandpa, father, friend, name it. Like, he played different roles, even if he was, 89. So when actually he passed away, and then when I met him, he was around um, 75 years old. So what I have seen is, throughout his life and throughout his experience, my experience with him, kindness, compassion to help, and dedication. With all devotion, he would put in his heart and soul to help people.
That's really great. And the great things you have taken from him, that's the reason you are so much into social work. You have attended just now a workshop of KEM Doctors on de addiction. Can you please tell in brief what's that all about and what things you learned over there?
Yeah, so this de-addiction training workshop was more to understand about the addiction as a disease, and how we can identify a person who is having acute symptoms, or even if like a person has been an addict, and been using, whether it is a recent or it is a chronic, like, after several years also. So we also understood, like, how you can help there as a medical physician, how you can help this client, direct him towards detox treatment, rehab treatment, counseling process, and follow up. So it gave a lot of insight about learning about addiction, how to deal with addiction, how you can understand, and how what role you can play as a doctor, as a general practitioner, when a client is coming to the disease.
So, being a homeopathy doctor, Shraddha, how were you encouraged to enter into this field of de addiction and psychology or counseling?
So a few years back, there was this teenage girl, and she came to me saying that, doctor, my father has been smoking almost whole day, and I'm really fed up with this. So can you please help his quit his addiction in nicotine and tobacco? So time and again, I have come across cases where they were actually asking for help to quit their addiction, whether it was nicotine or sedatives, or any kind of chemical substance, alcohol. So this really motivated, inspired me. Yes, I must get more insight, get more in touch with rehab people, visiting, like, even KEM hospital, to understand how dose is administered, how they conduct the family therapy sessions, attending A meetings, NA meetings, getting more insight of the disease. So this was the uh, it is the patients, I would say, the clients who have visited there, I feel their need to seek help and give help, so to provide more help over there. And this really inspired me to get in helping people in addiction.
That's great. Still, there is a question for you, Shraddha. Like when we people help someone, when we talk about like social help or we are doing some job for social cause, so while doing such sort of things, while counseling or any other way in which you are trying to help the people, what do you get in return? Because whatever we do, it's always that human tendency that we must get something in return. So can you please elaborate in brief what you get in return when you help people with all your means?
So for me, this is like, so each time I come to clinic, it is my place of worship. And when I deal with cases in addiction, or generally with counseling, treating cases with homeopathic treatment, I feel satisfied at the end of the day. Yes, I've done my best, and I was able to give help, serve people. So yes, that is like, I feel, yes, it is a kind of self contentment.
Great, yes. That only I wanted to hear from you, because there are many people who say that, okay, I'm going to help, going to do some sort of social work, but what I get in return? What I'm going to get? I'm not earning anything. So, voluntarily, if I'm doing something, I should get something. But that mental gratification is the most important thing. And that's really well said by you. Then, you might have worked with so many people by
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Can you please share 2 or 3 stories where you were able
yes.
to transform life of any individual?
Yeah, so I still remember like almost this is like 4 years back. I had the first case who had come, the first client who had come. The mother had come saying that her 17-year-old boy suddenly he started using knife and cut his hand, and she got the boy also. They also came, and I could see this boy like he was in a state of desperation, restlessness, red eyes, and so feeling of helpless. He does not know what he is talking, what he is doing, and all. So I spoke in confidence with the uh, client. I called him another day. So this is where I helped him with rehab, because we had to take that step because the consumption of substance was a lot and it was acting on his mind and body. And so this was this case, and from that point to now, yes, he's clean, and yes, his sobriety is like I feel, yes, nice, because I do follow up with the cases. I keep in touch with them, and after the rehab treatment, coming here weekly for counseling, and even after 1 year, making sure they attend the meetings are like NA meetings, A meetings are food of life, I would say. And my constant touch, like even I myself attend the meetings. There was another case where he was around 25, and this person had disappeared from his home from Mumbai. And on the fifth day, the police actually, they could trace that, he's come back. So this again, this boy was helped. I had spoken to the family, to the parents. It needs lot of like encouragement to the parents, because they are really scared. Arey, what rehab would be, how it will be, like they're not. It is a complete new experience for them. So same, like this person also has been clean for those 4 years. He'll complete 4 years now in April. And also, like I would say addiction is not about staying clean, it is a relapsing disease. So yes, relapses, slips do occur, but as long as the person is able to stand up and seek guidance through NA members, AA members, to their counselors, we can still help them to face this problem.
Okay, Shraddha, once we talk about addiction, there are many things related to that, like how the child gets into addiction or how any person gets into addiction. Whether we are talking about like drink addiction, wine or vodka addiction, or we are talking about this drug addiction. So, whichever kind of addiction it is, isn't there any control over the source of these things that can be stopped?
Yeah, so during this training workshop, like when I told, like I had taken 2 years back, so it was like the ACP had conducted the first session with us, and like you rightly said, we should target at the demand supply, like, how, why it is coming, why it is reaching our country, and what are the sources, how they can stop from that front before it is reaching the peddlers and it is spreading across the nation. So yes, they have also been taking timely steps, and it is the government bodies also, they are well versed with this. So I would say it is efforts. See, demand, supply, and all. Maybe we are not able to ready, because it is lot to do with coming from other states of the nation. But when like we empower our children today, we empower the youth today, it will make a difference there. At least they have an understanding. The choice they will make a difference, whether to take it or not to take it.
So true, yes. Yeah. So currently you are also doing postgraduate diploma in counseling from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. How is it
Yeah,
going to help you in your dream
uh,
prospect?
yeah, it's been almost more than like 1.5 year of this course, and just my field practicum is 1 month of internship is left. So what I have got uh, from the course is uh, great insights and learning from the faculties, from the students, from the class. Like, we have role plays, we have sharings, the counseling skills and knowledge they share is tremendous. So it's like a wonderful um, experience journey, I would say, as a student and being a student of TISS. It's really thank God for this, making me able to do this adult learning, managing practice and cases and clients, and still learn, be part of this course. So it's to help me in my counseling skills, refine my skills and knowledge in counseling.
That's great, and best wishes for that. You will definitely do wonders because you are putting your whole efforts into this thing. Shraddha, maybe know that what is the ultimate goal of your life? What do you really want to do in your life later on?
Uh, s- so this is a bit difficult question. I would say tricky question rather. I would say there is no such thing as ultimate goal. Like, I keep working. Like, yes, I do have goals in life, but nothing like ultimate. I just see like what is needed now at this point. Like, what is needed in the nearest future. So I work on that, and I keep on. The ultimate would be like, yes, serve people, help people, do your best over there, do your best and spend time, like, quality time with them. Yeah.
So, here one question that has come to my mind while you are talking about serving the people. So, like when we are serving people, there are volunteers over there, but they too need to get food throughout the time. No, like someone who is voluntarily willing to help. So, what is the other way in which people can come and help their society or the people around them? Like even if they are
Oh,
not getting any financial gain, so how can they come and help? What should be the motive?
so I would say here, the motive would be like, if they're not getting financial gain, but like I said, like, when it comes to kindness, being kind to others, and like, you can spread so much in this addiction. Even if, like, not necessary you have to be a counselor there to spread the awareness. Even social workers, they can also spread this. They can conduct small awareness programs in their communities, and starting from the remote areas to urban areas, and time and again just spreading this word, like, how addiction can impact a person's life, the understanding the struggle the person goes through, and helping them, directing them towards the right path. So lot can be done, even from, like I said, not experience is not it, but just passion and, like, willingness to help over there should be enough. They can take up, we can train them, and we can help them understand the disease process, visiting rehabs regularly, attending the meetings. I said, it gives lot of insight. They do allow us, like, as observers, if you are a social worker or a medical practitioner, because you are helping the people outside.
Shraddha, people say that like once you have achieved something or you have done some sort of life, you didn't struggle a lot, you didn't face problems, but it might never be true. Whoever has achieved something or wherever he or she is, the life is always filled with struggles, and it is all about how you are able to deal with them. So you too might have faced some or the other ups and downs in your life. Can you please share a few of the struggles that you consider as your best teachers?
So for me, I will share one from my personal front and one from my professional aspect. So from my personal front, like, I'm also a cat lover, animal lover, I would say, a furry world, like, I love the furry world. So I have helped in rescuing few cats, kittens. Whenever I see them in distress, I make sure, like, they are in right place, like NGOs, or taking them to the vet for their, like, just to make sure they are doing fine. So one challenge I faced was like, some of the animal shelters. This is from my personal experience, and I was, this is few years back, and I was traveling, and I had to leave this stray in a shelter home, and this was a challenge. Like, I trusted this place, and it was actually, the cat was not taken care of, so I felt like, It was not
Oh.
authentic. So I feel more authenticity was needed in the shelter homes, like, before they are given license, or to run the shelter homes. They should cross check, like, whether they are feeding the animals properly, they're taking care of them. So my cat was like kept in a room for 5 days, no food, no water, and the cat developed maggot infection. By the time within a week, when I went and picked my cat, uh, I couldn't do much. Unfortunately, I lost her in 3 days' time. So this was something
Oh.
very. So I learned a lesson. Like, I will. It's better to go and really, like, just check and understand, like, that shelter home is, like, that authenticity over there is lacking there. So this is my great learning. At my professional front, yes, like, in the last 2 years, there was, yes, there has been challenging times at time, because there is a lot to do with your clients, your practice, the family time, then studies and submissions. You're a student over there. So you want to do your best at each level, like, you don't want to fall back. And also, and it's learning for me also. So I, initially it was a struggle, initially it was challenging, but like, in the classroom itself, when we got learnings from our faculties about time management, the self awareness journey. So slowly, when I started to actually doing it myself, like, proper planning, organizing, and understanding where I can be little flexible, where which events can be done later. So I was able to overcome these challenges.
Great. And so sorry for your loss. And then, of course, you learned a great lesson over there. Then, Shraddha, whatever energy you have right now, like with the energy you are working with this, I have heard some time ago that once you are learning in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, that means you are learning through the whole world. So much vast learning is there, and you do a lot of research over there. And I have seen your energy when you were willing to go for the research work, or right now you are going for internship. So from where did you get all these values which you have inculcated in your life?
Yeah, so I would, there are a few of them. It starts from my parents, from grandfather, from my husband, even my friends, some of my relatives. So each time I would see something nice, and yes, I would adopt very easily, and I would really, I would appreciate this. Like, when I saw someone sing, being understanding there, yes, I would say, oh my, like, I told you, like, my husband has been more supportive at this point, and not at this point, but always, ever since I know him, cooperative, understanding, and like, helping, like, okay, I have passion to do something, yes, okay, why not, oh, go ahead, I'm always there. So I picked up things time and again, even from not just there. So when it I feel each day is a learning for me. Sometimes I learn from my clients, like, I say something very different there. Each client is my teacher over there. So it's a learning experience for me. So I feel it is an ongoing process, and it is just addition of new things in your life, and you can understand better, like, you can add more to it, and more the better, like, I understand.
Yes, Shraddha, you are right. Shraddha, you have conducted an awareness program lately. Can you please tell what it is all about?
Yeah, so this was empowering the youth, the college kids who are doing studying law in Advani Law College, Bandra. So 2 years back also I had conducted. Now, because of COVID restrictions and all, so we had to conduct this time online. Last time it was a physical, like, we actually conducted in the college itself, where the principal had invited to conduct the session. This was regarding creating awareness, like what kind of substances are now available, there, like, some of the names, how, like, even experimenting with the substance, we say, okay, just, one puff, one smoke, and we also gave them insight about the age vulnerability, like, the sometimes. And it is also to understand that it's a genetic thing also. It's not just like, person, but a person has 50% chances, if it is his parents are in addiction, the person also has a high chance, like, he may get trapped into this disease. So creating awareness, how they can seek help, giving them hope. Okay, no problem, even if you have been using for some time, we are there to help you. You can always seek help. We gave them the we have told you can approach the principal and seek help from the counselors. So, enlightening their mind that, okay, even if like nowadays it is so very common, this alcohol substance in a party, and people feel it's very casual, but it is not so. But if the person continues to take and the person has reached that threshold level, he is actually trapped. He does not know. Even if he wants to quit, he still struggles to come out from the trap. So that is how we get the insight about. And some of my experiences with the clients, I shared those live experiences. Also, I called role models from where some of the role model where I have helped them. So two of my clients who were actually helped in the disease, they also did the sharing. One of the NA member was also invited. So people have hopes like, okay, if the person has been taking, he was taking cocaine, he was taking alcohol, he was into lot many things. But today, for almost 8-9 years, he's clean and he's doing a wonderful job there. So giving them hope, okay, even if it's a you are trapped in this disease, we can still help you.
That's a great job you're doing, Shraddha. And yes, of course, the society needs your help in this thing, because there are many families and people who are not aware about those awareness you're trying to spread. Still, in this current generation, that people, at least the young generation, is not aware that this is right for them and this is wrong for them. How do you let them understand? How do you help them to understand that what way is right for them and what is wrong for them?
When you say this, well, I would say like when the age is such, that teenage, young adults, they want to explore. They're so curious to know different things, and a lot of peer pressure also plays a role over there. That has impacted. So if we say that, okay, don't take drugs, if you tell your children don't take alcohol, don't have a pattern like, you're taking it weekly, or, you're taking on regular basis, they won't understand. So they may that is a age, they want to still explore even if you say no. So rather you give them alternatives and options, better options. Okay, if you want to have a party, but we can still party with music, dance, but without alcohol, without substance. And we can get into recreational activities, helping communities, spending time with family, going out with friends without substance or alcohol. So give them more better alternatives, help them understand. They can get involved in sports, involved in activities they like the most, like music, dance, or whatever they want to do, pursue their passion, and shift their focus, rather than just spending time in substance or alcohol. They can definitely get into the activities they like the most, and they'll be busy in the right way, and they can get that satisfaction also. They are doing their best over there.
That's good. And Shraddha, if you get a magic wand today, what are the three things you're going to do with that?
One is at the present state, yes, I would like to see the nation free of COVID. So yes, I've seen number of few people lost their lives. I've seen clients who lost their relatives, elderly people who struggled through their that they had lot of challenges and struggle in the COVID state, and still some of them are still struggling. They're not able to manage. So yes, that is one, nation free of COVID. One is yes, I would like to see nation free of addiction if it really comes true. Not just substance alcohol, but there are now different types of addiction. Like we go into more details. Yes, free of any dependence in that disease. The third one would be to create a shelter home for the furry world and help the innocent world.
Great. So your wishes are quite good, and yes, of course, we all wish that they could come true someday.
Thank you.
At the end, Shraddha, I will request you to share three things that you want our listeners to follow in their life.
I would request all to be honest in whatever they are doing. Do your best and leave the rest. Enjoy what you are doing.
Great. It was really nice interacting with you over here. Thank you so much, Shraddha, once again for giving this
Yeah,
interview
thank you.
and sharing your story with all of us. And at the end, I will thank all the listeners who are listening to our podcast channel, Comspire. Very
Thank you.
happy Women's Day to all of you. And if you have loved this conversation, if you really want to share it with your friends, please do it now. Okay. Thank you so much.